Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ETS2. We are currently in Rotterdam, as you can see in the sign behind me, and you might have seen already, we are in a Merc dealer. You might have a clue where this is going. If you've been reading, if you read the post I put up yesterday in the YouTube channel, you'll know that I'm absolutely in love with the Mercedes MP1 truck that we recently had an episode on in the Silent Trucking series. This guy here. Super classic look, super nice interiors, and just a whole new classic feel. So we'll be going with this truck as our next one. And I guess we will be going to Poland. But in particular, I wanted to highlight something. So this is a beautiful truck all in all. And let's customize it. Let's customize it together. But one thing I wanted to highlight is that I spent most of my Sunday getting into Blender and doing some fixes for this truck. Just very minor fixes, but took me the entire day because it's apparently very complicated. But what I just did is mainly, if you go here, you might not notice it, but if I load up the images, you might see it. One sec. So I actually turned down the tint. That's the only gripe I had about this truck, was mainly the tint was gray, too dark. So you might have noticed that in a video yesterday. Let me show you how it originally looked like. It looked like that. Yeah? So it might be a bit similar to you, but that's the original and that is the revised version. Yeah, so just a bit lighter, more natural feel, not too dark. So it's more realistic compared to how it is outside. Yeah, and that simple fix right there cost me the entire day because apparently that gray thing is not just a texture, it's not just an image, it's baked into the actual 3D model, to the actual truck, the interior of the truck, the model of the truck. So I had to load Blender, I had to download all the plugins, the tools that the community has made, figure out how to make things work, how to compile them, how to change the color in itself, do some changes, and that is the result right there. Very basic change, but took a long time. Man. Alright, anyway, let's go with this. Let's go with the 6x4. The only problem with the 6x4 is its super small fuel tank. I think only 200 liters. Can you see that here? No, I doubt it. I don't think so. We can go with the 4x2. So maybe we get a bigger fuel tank. Maybe not really. Yeah, let's go with the 6x4. It looks way cooler. Also more universal. And then let's go with a... So we have V6 and V8 in here. I'm happy with a V6. A V6 430. I also did some sound changes. So aside from fixing the tint of the truck from the interior, I also fixed some of the engine sounds because you might have noticed in the video yesterday, the original sounds are awesome. I believe they're by Krishboom, but some of the files are wrong. Like the engine brake does not work. There is no retarder sound, so I fixed those. And I also lessened the sound, reduced the sound of the shifting, the gear shifting. You'll hear that later. You let me know if you like it or not. Of course, we like the retarder. Let's go with that. 900 degrees is okay. 900, so it's consistent with what I have on my wheel. Although the realistic one is 1800, I believe. Which guys do you like? I think I'm okay with 900. Well, let's try 1800. Yeah, so it's more realistic on your end. I'm not really that particular with it. Okay. Color. Color is the big question. I think I'm more into red. But we had red in the previous one. In the Silent Trucking episode. So I wanted something. I definitely want plastic at the bottom. So we'll see. And by the way, if you want to download the fix to the tint and to the sound fixes, it is in the mods list. So check out the video description, go to the truck section, and you will see the mods list. the MP1, the original MP1, and the add-on that I did, the fix that I did. So you need both files. You need the original and you need the fix. The fix goes on top in terms of the priority. So this was the color we had in the Silent Trucking. You can go with that one or this one, the Lagoon. It's a bit more neutral. Not really sure which way to go. Or we could go green for a change. Maybe it's not that important. I think I like this one. A bit more neutral. Yeah, let's go with that. Now I'm doubting myself again. I always do this whenever we pick a paint job. I'm so flimsy, so fickle-minded. Let me just do one last check. Yeah, nothing appeals to me so much. Let's go with that. Either green metallic or Lagoon metallic. I think we'll go with Lagoon metallic. It looks a lot more classic. Yes. So this truck, just for your information, although we won't use it, can go full painted. Like it can go pintura or paint. Plastico, pintura. What is that? Spanish? So wait. Yeah, so you can make that all paint like so. But I really like plastic parts. J-spec, so to speak. So we go with plastic. I like that trim there. That just small painted part there adds to the entire feel. I love it. We'll be sticking with that one. In the side mirrors, you can also make that paint, but I like the mixture of paint and plastic parts. I really love that. I don't know why. Truck of the Year 1997. Oh yes. It feels like a 90s truck, definitely. Slots para luces means lights, I guess. Luces. Let's go and add some Borman markers in here. Just something like that. Just a few accents, you know, just to add a bit of flair. Yeah, nothing too fancy. That should be fine. Over here, we can add a front mirror. That would be nice. Alright, Plastico, Pintura, Degradado de Cristal. I'm not sure what that means. Degradado. But I don't like it. Regardless, that looks like a sunshade, but it's green. It's a bit weird. Black, red, green, violet. Let's stick with black. Let's add some lights in there. I don't need a light bar actually. That's the interior. Spoiler. Yes, that kind of looks nice. Interior white light maybe? Don't know when we'll need that, but fine. Over here, we can add more stuff to make it more plasticky. Paint and plastic combination. Completo. Completo. Parte trasera or puerta. I think I like completo. Yes, let's go with completo. What is this? Adhesivo azul blanco. Ooh, interesting. I think it adds a bit of flair, but I don't think we need it. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I like it pure. And you can also add this one is maybe better, but adding a bit of paint there makes it less classy. Let's not add that. Let's not add that. This one you can also make into paint, but I kind of like the alignment of this one. Paint, plastic, paint, plastic. Right? You have some stuff here. You can make that red. Doesn't go with our color combination though. What else? How about this one? Faros lenticulares. Ooh. That's a bit different. Do I like it? I kind of like it. Let's go with that. And this one, rejilla pintada. Grill bars, I guess. Let's go with plastic. Yeah. That actually looks pretty fancy, huh? I like it. I like it. Good. What else? Some flags? No. The deflector is nice from the outside, but it's too reflective from the inside. It kind of destroys, it kind of ruins the picture. So let's not go with it. GPS, yeah, we'll go with that later in the interior. But first, exterior. Anything else I missed? Anything inside? Trailer cables do work with this truck. Now the tires are a bit weird. The tires of this truck are a bit weird. Well, the wheels to be specific. 315/80 Marathon. Let's go with Marathon everywhere. 315/70s and 315/70s. Beautiful. Okay, good. Now the wheels are a bit different. It's like old school. I guess it's because this MP1 is an old mod that was ported over, made compatible with 1.31. Maybe it was here during the time when these three things here aren't customizable. So you can see the nuts, the hub, and the cap. The hub cover are all stock here. So you don't change them. You just change the actual wheels, which is like a combination. So you can go with the one with the cover. So it's all built in this single part. So I think old school. But I think for us, the 11-inch, is this inch? Is going to fit better. Yeah. And there is an option for changing the nuts as well, but it's also here. So you see? This is black nuts. This is like chrome nuts. Let's go with that. Good. 11-inch. I think 11-inch. I don't like the one with the cover though. 11-inch. Merc-Benz. That's the one. Yes. Not that one. This one. Okay, good. And all these will be stock. Dummy parts. Yeah. Good. So now that looks like a perfectly J-spec truck, I must say. Actually, I'm a bit torn about the spoiler because it makes it a bit more modern. But it does look a bit empty without it, so let's keep it. Yes? Any suggestions to the parts? Anything I missed, let me know, okay? Let's go to the interior. The interior, you have an option for the steering wheel. You can go with an MP1 or an MP2. MP2 is the same as the MP3, I believe. At least from how it looks, but I am more of a fan of the MP1 look. It looks more classic, and look at that interior. Beautiful, isn't it? The dials, super classic look. Man, I love driving classic trucks, especially 90s trucks. I think that's my era. And then we have the Korobas for ETS. I think that's the guy who maybe improved the model, or maybe he modeled it. I'm not sure if he's the original one. But when I was editing the model in Blender, when I was changing the tint, I saw the logo. And actually, I could have removed the logo from the model to make it more realistic, but I think that would be unfair for the author. So I chose to keep it to preserve the integrity of the truck. So if you download the add-on, that logo will remain, okay? So to be fair to the guy, they did the hard work. I just modified it a bit. Let's not remove his credits from there. Okay. Hanging items, what do we want? Actually, now that I've gotten into Blender, maybe I can get into having a simple accessory. Working on a simple accessory like a CG logo that's hanging. That would be so nice. I don't know how to start though. Maybe I copy one of Sizzle's and start from there. But that would be an idea, wouldn't it? That would be super cool. Alright, but what kind of accessory would we want? Maybe a fan? Super classic. A CD. Oh yeah, definitely a CD. What does that say though? DVD. Let's go with that. Super classic. 90s. Yeah, perfectly 90s. Some of you guys might not have seen a CD anymore. I don't know. Times are different nowadays. Right, let's get some telepass devices. Let's get a Coke Zero or a Coke Light. Which one fits better? Coke Zero looks kind of cool. Coke Light feels like a bit too white. Let's go with Coke Zero. And of course, we cannot miss the Clumsy mug. There you go. What else? What else can we add? We need a GPS. The GPS comes built in with the truck. And anything else? That one. We of course want the backpack. Classic. And here we can have like a bedroll. Oh, that actually looks nice. Let's go with that. It's a bit Not the same, but along the same lines. Yeah, and we can have a towel here. I'm not really sure what that is for. Like, it looks so out of place and too loud. Not really a fan of it. What is that? Is that microwave? Cool. And you can actually go inside and add some curtains even, I believe. Yeah, this one. You can add that or this one. Let's go and add that. Does that look good? It does feel a bit homey with that in, so let's keep it. Alright? I think I am happy with that. I'm just absolutely in love with this truck. It must be the 90s feel. And also it's very optimized and the sounds are beautiful, especially with the sound fixes. So let's buy that. Now what I don't know is if we have enough space. Oh crap, I forgot about that. We will see. Maybe I don't have space and I'll have to trade it in. Oh no. We have full? No, we have space. Yes, thank you. Okay, please load up. Thank you. Oh, we don't have a driver there. Crap. Okay, let's get 2 drivers then. Thank you. And there it is. We don't have side skirts, but I don't think there was an option. And it feels like there's such a huge gap in that middle area. Okay, let's skip that. Ah, yes. So if you compare how this truck looks versus other videos you might see in YouTube, you will definitely notice the shade, the darker shade of the window, the windshield. Yeah, I'll show you in a bit. I think this works. I actually had the previous version of this one where it was a bit too light, and Sheng helped me test it, and he noticed that it actually made things too light. Instead of darkening things because of the tint, it made things lighter. So it's a bit negative. It was the opposite direction, but now I think I balanced it pretty well. Now it's just the right mix of color and darkness, lightness. So we will be going. So we are in Rotterdam because of the dealer. We'll be going back to the UK, to Newcastle, and then we'll make our way to Iceland. It's been a while. And we will be going and taking this load, fish fingers, 17 tons. Let's go and check that. So this one, you can see the tint, right? And if I look out, it's barely going lighter. So it's almost the same shade, right? If I go here, if I go outside, it's not too different. Maybe a bit lighter, but not too much. So if you compare that with the original version, the insides are much darker in the original. Okay. And by the way, if you haven't seen this before, yeah, hear this. Yeah, very beautiful. Oh, that's a bit bright. Interior, white light interior. That might be a bit too bright. What do you guys think? You probably won't drive like that normally. We can get rid of that interior. And what I like about this truck, ooh, nice one, is there actually is a computer thing up top, but we will have to hide the clock here. So we can either show the clock at the bottom or show the dashboard at the top. But I don't think we can show both. So let's adjust that first. 66 is my favorite. And change the wheel. Actually, I think I can go back a bit. That way. And then we can change this. See? There's the computer. The computer is gotten from the MP3, the old Actros. Well, newer than this, but older than the new Actros. So we can go like that so we can see the computer, but yeah, the clock will be hidden totally. We cannot show both, or can we? Something like that. Maybe that's a good compromise. You guys think? Yeah? That's maybe a good compromise, yes. I think we go with that. I can see a bit of the seat though. I think I'm inside the seat. So we have to move forward a bit. There, that works better. But because of that, we have to adjust this again. And maybe tilt it upwards. Yes, that works good. And the final change would be the side mirror. Make sure that it's barely visible here, so we see as much on the left and the right. That's the wider angled mirror at the top. And the one at the bottom is a bit weird. The field of view is a bit weird from my point of view. It's a bit too thin. So it's very hard to see stuff out of there. Anyway, so this should be a 12-speeder. And yeah, you can hear the engine, the gear changing sounds. Also with the air gear sounds as well. So I actually lessened the sound of that. That was actually a lot stronger, a lot louder before. Oh, and this is with the 1800 steering wheel. I think I like it. A lot more realistic. Good. So let me know if you have some suggestions. If you want the tint to be lighter, if you want the sounds to be stronger or something. Let me know in the comments so we can adjust for next episode. If you want the paint job to be different. Also, if you're wondering about that computer thing, that might not look exactly like how you have it in yours, because that's not the default dashboard. I also have a mod which adds the realistic 2009 Actros dashboard. That's why it looks like that. And that's in the mods list as well. Just check the accessories. Okay, that way we can see our digital speedo. Digital speed rather. Okay, let's go here. Get rid of that white interior, and then we'll be on our way. So honestly, the clicking sound, I'm not sure if I'm a fan, but you kind of get used to it. At one point, on one end, it's pretty catchy, it's pretty unique. On the other, it's a bit very distinct. I'm not sure if I like it. Okay, let's remove that white light. It's a bit too loud, it's a bit too strong. I think I like it better without, so we can appreciate more the natural lighting. There we go, that's a lot better. Yes, it's a lot better. Interior volume is 2. Let's keep it that way. Good. And let's get back the speed. There we go. And now let's work on that job. I'm still seeing a bit of weirdness. Wait a minute. Let me reset my view. There is still a bit. You can see a bit of clipping on the seat. I think it's best if we go forward one more. Yeah, there's hardly anything there now. Okay, that looks perfect. Good. But yes, I really love this truck. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm a 90s kid. I grew up in the 90s and I got exposed to cars in the 90s, so I very much like the feel, you know, the feel of the plastic interiors, the buttons and everything. Just feels so 90s to me. The dials and all the other accessories. And yeah, the DVD. I love that. Maybe it should be a VCD even. That would have made the thing much more authentic. But yes, so you might be wondering why I went with this truck, aside from because it's just one of the most awesome trucks ever, I think it's my new favorite. Maybe even trumps the Scania 4 Series by RJL. Not in terms of customization, but in terms of the feel. I don't know, I just love it. That's why I went through all the extra effort to modify the model and everything just to fix the tint a bit and the sounds a bit. Ooh, animations, nice for lights. Also, is that manual? No, there is an up and down thing. I don't know, it might be manual. That might be the gear changing thing there. Okay, let's go with this one. And I did download Cast's new set of vac trailers, so we should be able to pick one of those. I also picked it during the silent trucking episode yesterday. This is the start vac trailers. Gumball. Are these new? I haven't seen some of these before. That's the truck. That's a skin we chose, but a different type. Yeah, this one. What do you call that? Is that this? How do you call that kind of trailer? The one with the fifth wheel at the back. It's very weird, huh? Let's go and pick a normal trailer this time. I do want something red though. Oh, or no, we're not really red. We're not really red. How about that? Food service logistics. That might work. That might actually work. Let's go with that. Not sure what brand that is or where that comes from, which country that comes from, but I'll take it. Where's our trailer? That's the one with the green arrow. And if you're wondering what kind of floating icons I'm using, these are from Kirill, from Gearshift Trucker. It's part of the foggy weather subtle icons pack. It's not yet released, but I think it's close. It's just doing a few checks and tweaks. Let's see. Let me just align myself here. Not sure actually if the trailer matches with our truck. It might be a bit too modern, but I kind of like the truck really, and the trailer too, so let's make it work somehow. There we go. Not too shabby. Trailer cables work? Yes. Love it. Heavy logistics. Food service logistics. Let me know which country that's from. Good. Now, in terms of fruiting, I don't think we have any other new place to explore. Have we been here before? We might have. Although we haven't been to Newcastle before. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, didn't know that. Alright, so let's go and... yeah, that would be nice. Exploring both areas. 703 kilometers, but that includes the ferry ride. Right, let's go. Alright, and let's enjoy the trip, and I'll be continuing with the Q&A. We have a lot more questions to answer. I hope I remember later to stay on the left side once we get back to the UK. Good. Alright, start with the questions. And there you go. The engine brake sounds. Just some very subtle changes that they did with the add-on. Adding engine brakes, adding retarder sounds, but they all add to the immersion. Because when I was doing the silent trucking yesterday, I noticed when I was engine braking, and I tend to do that a lot, so I don't wear out the tires so much, the service brake so much. I noticed that they actually didn't work. And when I looked at the files, oh, rip! I thought they crashed into each other the way that the car behind stopped. It seemed like a too abrupt stop. Anyway, when I was looking at the sound files, I was wondering why the engine brakes won't work if it's by Krishbom. And I saw that instead of engine brake, it was actually labeled as motor brake. And I'm not sure if that was a typo, or maybe during an older ETS2 release it was called motor brake, and maybe they changed it to engine brake somewhere in between. But since maybe this file was very old, it was still referencing motor brake. So that's the only change I did to make the engine brake work. Change it to engine_brake instead. Some minor changes as well, but yeah, that's effectively what I did, because the sound file is there. The engine brake sound is actually there. It's just not being referenced correctly. It's just not being called correctly. And we're back here on the Merc dealer again. Now maybe I should stay on the left, since we are going round, all the way around. Also, someone told me in the comments that when you're a truck, you can actually stay on the right even if you're going all the way around like this. Is that true? Because for cars, you definitely have to stay on the inner lane if you're going to the opposite side. Heavy. That's fine. I think our truck can manage. Good one. All right. Little bit of Dutch trucking. Love the signs here in Holland. Good. And yeah, the engine sounds are beautiful, aren't they? Also, the retarder sounds weren't there, so I just added a simple reference, and I used the default SCS Actros 2009 retarder sounds. I guess it shouldn't be too far off from the old retarder sounds. But yeah, it was not there in the original sound file in this truck. That's how the retarder sounds like, yeah, that whining sound there. So you wouldn't have that normally, because as of when was that, 1.30 or 1.29, they moved the truck sound, the retarder sound, to be truck specific. So before, and this is just a bit of insider info for modding, a little minor modding stuff. Before, the retarder was a universal sound, I think you could call it. It was something that all trucks shared. But they made it so that each truck can have different sounds in the retarder, so they made it a lot more customizable. And so that means each truck should reference its own retarder sound. So older truck mods don't have anything specified in the retarder, and that's why older truck mods don't have retarder sounds anymore. That's mainly the explanation for it. I hope that was clear. I'm not sure if I explained that well enough, but yeah, that's the main reason. And so for older truck mods, you have to specify the retarder sound, you have to add some lines in. And even if you just use the default sounds from SCS, you still have to add some lines, because they don't know anymore where it is. Here we are on the ferry, almost there. And yes, I haven't started the Q&A yet, because I wanted to share a bit more details on the excitement of what I had yesterday when I was getting into the world of Blender. And for sure, I am still a Blender noob. I don't even know how to shape something aside from making a circle or a square or a cube rather. But yeah, at least I got into it. I got a bit exposure to how the files look, how they all come from a 3D model, how they get blended together, and how they become an actual mod. It's quite interesting, and it's a very, very, very painful process. So we are pretty lucky with how much devotion our modding community shows. Making a truck mod, modeling it in the first place is such a difficult thing, but combining it even more so. We have 25 hours left. I think we should sleep because it's a bit dark. Yeah, let's sleep. Although we could also maybe wait for a bit more because it might be a nice time to take a photo. Not sure. Let's see. Do we have, are we going to encounter some rest stops on the way? We can sleep there, I guess. Yeah. There. And then we can continue on. Take a photo somewhere, maybe over that bridge. We'll see. But yeah, that might be better. So we have a bit of sunset as well. And you can appreciate the interior lights of this truck. Can I squeeze in? Giving way? Thank you. Is that a car beside us? No, it's in the opposite lane. Okay, good. And yes, I did remember to stay on the left, right? Good. Okay. Alright. What else? Do I want to share something else? Let me just double check the gray tint. So is it this dark outside? Yeah, kind of similar, isn't it? And not too over bright anymore. So if you guys remembered, during one of the streams the past few weeks, we actually drove with a Scania 1 series, and the main complaint I had there was that the windshield was a bit too bright. Like, it made things much brighter than how they were outside in real life, so to speak. And now I know why that is, because that's exactly what happened to me when I was first changing the windshield here. So in Blender, in the 3D model, you can see the glass in there, and the glass will have its own color. Now, normally you would think that for glass it needs to be transparent, right? So maybe just make it white, and then it will be made transparent because of the texture and stuff like that. The parameters. Oh, that looks beautiful. And but apparently, if you make it white, if you make the glass white, it makes things too bright. You'll see it overexposing things. So you'll see the clouds, the sun blowing up and becoming too bright from your view if you make it white. So the normal color for a glass should be gray. It's just that for this truck, it was too dark. It was dark gray instead of just gray. Instead of just neutral gray. And that's why things looked a lot darker than they were. But yeah, that was the main difference. So I realized that, thanks to Sheng, by the way, for testing. And now I know more. And maybe if the Scania model is unlocked, maybe I can also fix the Scania 1 series so it doesn't make it too over bloomy. I don't know, maybe if I get some spare time I'll check it out, because I think some of the models are locked. I'm not sure if you can lock it actually. Maybe you guys know more. Oh, that's such a beautiful view. Can we take a photo there? I think we can. I see an intersection coming up ahead. I see an intersection coming up ahead. Although I think we're going under the bridge, not over. But still might be a very nice shot. I think I remember this route, kind of. Okay, let's go past it a little bit and take a photo here. Let's see. How about that one? Can we? Oh yeah, that works. That works. Although it's still a bit near, isn't it? It's still a bit too near. Although we can always take a photo of the truck itself, because that's the highlight anyway. But we'll see. Let's take something a bit wider. Something like that maybe works. Yes. Remove the blur. Compose it a little. Rule of thirds kind of thing. That should be good. Okay. It's not too bad. Alright. Good to go. Continue. And looks like we have to move. Yeah, look at that mirror. It's a bit too narrow. And I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about that. But I hardly saw the bus in there. With how big that bus was, I should have been able to see that guy a lot better. Man, I love that idle sound. I squeeze in. This guy will give way, I think. Looks like. Yes, thank you. But yeah, I really love the purr of this engine. Sounds authentic. Although given that I don't really know how this truck sounds like, I do like the purr of it. It sounds alive. Good. Bit of a different road layout here. Right, but yes, I'm really looking forward to more. What else I can do now? What else I can explore in Blender? Now that that thing has been unlocked to me. Now I'm sure the skill of modeling something is a completely different thing from just changing the tint of a windshield. That will be a different world altogether, but I mean, at least I'm able to load up the software now, the application now. And I have all the plugins. I can make it work. It's just a matter of devoting more time into it. But yeah, that's the big thing. Time. Don't think I have that, but maybe I can start with a simple accessory. We'll see. If I get time, I'll let you know. But I was really proud of myself yesterday, and you guys might be hearing that now because I can't stop talking about it. I was not expecting to be able to get into Blender at all and loading the truck, but when I was able to load the truck in, and when I saw the windshield, I saw the parameters, I fumbled my way through, and yeah, it's just a very it was a proud moment for me. I even called Mrs. Clumsy. I told her, look, this is how the tint looked before, and this is how it looked now. And she was like, okay, good job, I guess. It's like, because if you don't know how complicated it is behind the scenes, it's like, okay, you made the shade, you made the tint like 1% lighter, and that took you the entire day. And look at the sky, foggy weather for the win. Man, I'm super excited for the next beta. I wonder when it will be released. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that it's near. But yes, I really love this truck. And yes, I was a bit tempted to remove the sign, the name, the 3D model for the name, but yeah, it is unfair for the authors, the original authors. So that's not ethical. So I kept everything the same except for the tint. Yeah, kept it authentic. So now you don't feel like you're in such a dark area when you're inside the truck. Although it might be realistic in some cases, like we've had a car before where we chose to have super dark tint, so it's colder inside because I lived in Manila before, and it's always very hot. So the thicker your tint, the less sunlight will come in, and the colder it will be, generally. But yes, in a game like this, you want to be appreciating the scenery, and you don't really feel the heat, right? So might as well make it as clear as possible. But yeah, yes, I'm really proud of this. This very small thing. And this is how the retarder sounds like. Exhaust brake. It's just engine brake our way over here. Don't hit me, please. Thank you. Come on. Give way to me. Newcastle via A1. Yes, that's where we want to go. Good. By the way, I saw in the Discord discussions, in the Discord server, there's a lot of discussion on the Mac, was it B61 truck from ATS? Looks very beautiful. Unfortunately, it's a stolen mod. It's a leaked mod. It should be Bayware. I think it's by MTG, the group MTG, who does the Bayware trucks. But someone leaked it, and so it got spread in the public. So some folks have been able to try it out. And as much as I would love to try it out, I think it would be unethical for me as a content creator to promote such a thing. So I decided not to show it to you guys, because even if it's not, it was the hard work of some people. Yeah, and after being exposed to Blender and getting a glimpse of how difficult it can get, I mean, I haven't even touched the surface of how complicated Blender can get, but I already realized a bit. So how much more when I get into the nitty-gritty details. After that exposure, I appreciate even more the modelers, the guys who provide us truck mods. And even though I don't agree with the Bayware because of the licensing, if they don't have the actual license of the truck, that's a bit of a gray area. Still, it's their hard work, and if they want people to pay for their mods, that's their right. And if someone steals it, then it's still stealing. Yeah, you can't justify stealing it just because they don't have the copyright for it. So as much as I would love to try the truck, I leave that to you guys to try it on your own and enjoy it. But yeah, I cannot in good conscience promote it. But for private use, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, so I'm not how do you say, admonishing the guys for trying it out. I'm just, for myself, for my code, for my philosophy, I won't try it. Yeah, but I'm very happy to see the screenshots because it looks like a very beautiful truck. Right? Let's go sleep. Continue in the morning where we have nicer visuals. There we go. Classic truck, 90s truck in all its glory. Okay, let's get on with it. Now, will I have time to share do some Q&As? Maybe just one. How far away are we? 136. Yeah, that's not too near yet. I think I can spare some time to get into the queue questions. Now we are going to answer Jay's questions. He had a couple more questions for us. Thanks a lot, Jay, for this. Really appreciate it. You thinking of all these questions for discussion. Can I squeeze in? Thank you. Let's get on with it. Maybe I can take a nicer photo of this, although I think we're going under the bridge again, so maybe not. Alright, I'll take care of the screenshot. question, I think we started on any of his questions this set. I think this is the first one for this set. So he asks, what would be your alter ego like? What would your alter ego be like, is how I should say it. So that's an interesting question. And with alter ego, I assume this guy would probably be, I don't know, the opposite of me. Maybe my secret identity. Yeah, that's how I would think it. Like Bruce Wayne in Batman. Yeah, he's very outgoing and a ladies' man, and his alter ego is like a crime-fighting machine. Now, alter egos don't necessarily be our superheroes, but just a different personality from what you are normally. So from my end, my alter ego would probably be the how do you say? I'm not sure if this is like fantasy, like what I would like my alter ego to be like, or how I am if I were different. I don't know. Maybe that's the same. So I would just share something that I would like my alter ego to be like. I would probably be like the life of the party. That's always, at least that's a frustration on my end, you know. In gatherings, I always envy those guys who can make the entire group so alive with their presence, with their comments, with their interactions. That's always something I wanted to do. That's always something I wanted to be. And it's just hard for me personally. I'm just checking the tint again. I'm comparing the tint. I think it's mostly the same. Yeah, I think it's mostly the same. So personally, I would like that to be my alter ego, because that's my frustration. Like normally, how I am, I'm not the life of the party. I'm the quiet guy in the corner. Like, I would talk to you, but you talk to me first. Or maybe, actually, now that I think about it, maybe my alter ego is my drunk self. Maybe I become kind of, not really full on, but a bit more livelier. A bit livelier. A bit more life of the party when I'm drunk. So when people get drunk, their personalities change, usually. For myself, specifically, I become more talkative. I guess my inhibitions go away, like my shyness goes away. So I can just approach people, talk to them. And I can remember a lot of instances about this, and I've had a couple of interesting conversations when I was drunk. So I kind of like that alter ego a bit. But yeah, it doesn't get unlocked normally. I have to get drunk to gain access to that guy. Yeah, that would be my alter ego, I would say. The talkative guy, the guy who opens up and encourages discussion and has fun talking with people. An extrovert, basically. Yeah, that's something I would want to be like on a normal basis. But yes, it's not so accessible to me. I know some of you guys can relate. I'm not the only introvert in this bunch, from what I've heard. So, introverts unite. I remember this X-Men movie. The one with, who was this star, this lady who was the actress in Hunger Games? I forgot her name, but you guys know her. And she played Mystique in the X-Men Origins, was it? Yeah, that different take on X-Men. And I remember this saying she had, or was it from Magneto? But she adopted it. She liked it. She said like mutant and proud. If you guys remember that, if you guys watched the movie, mutant and proud. And it was like, for myself, it was like introvert and proud. You know, be proud of being an introvert, because even though you cannot handle discussions very well, even though you get tired with social gatherings, you have good things of your own. You have your own qualities. You have your own strengths. And even though you're awkward generally in conversations, in gatherings, in interactions, maybe you think better, maybe you're more focused, maybe you produce more results. Who knows? Generally, that's how introverts are. So don't ever be ashamed of being an introvert. So introvert and proud is what my tagline would be. I know that wasn't a question, but just kind of rolled there. Alright, so thanks for that question, Jay. His next one is, if you were a superhero, what kind of superhero character would you be? Actually, it's a bit related to that. I was thinking about this one, and I couldn't find a superpower I liked. But you know how I am like, it's 48, okay. You know how I'm like a lover, not a fighter. So if I have a superpower, it wouldn't be for fighting people or smacking them or something. It would be more subtle. So maybe if I was a superhero, I would be like the complete extrovert, you know, the guy who convinces people. I have the power to convince people and make them talk to me and admit things. And actually, now that I talk about it, that sounds exactly like Lucifer. If you've seen the series Lucifer, Jay recommended that to me. It would be like that. So he talks to people and they just open up to him. He has this like insane charm that makes everyone like him. And because everyone likes him so much, they kind of divulge information they wouldn't normally do. Oh, look at this! How lucky! A Merc dealer as well here. Nice. But yeah, that would probably be my thing. That would probably be my thing. I would like that. Oh! Just don't hit that guy. Yeah, see how narrow that side mirror is? I have no clue if I am going to hit the guy soon enough or not. Fine. Maybe I can fix that. Maybe I can tilt it a bit. I don't know. I'm not really sure how the mirrors work in this game, how I can mod them. If it's a matter of changing some definition files, some text files, or does it have something to do with the model again, and I would have to get back into Blender. If anyone has a clue for me, can you let me know? Maybe we can improve that somehow, that side mirror there. Make it more useful. Right, but that's how my superhero would be like. And next question, what's the closest animal you would relate yourself with? Oh, definitely a dog. I'm a dog lover, and I think I'm a dog lover because I reflect many of their personalities, or I like many of their traits, like how loyal they are, how amicable they are. They're a bit gullible sometimes, but they're cute that way, right? so yeah, dogs for the win. And just going back a bit to that superhero thing, I just related that to, you know how it is with RPGs, like Fallout, where you have certain traits you can level up. What trailer is this? This is very nice. Is this Sizzles? Only thing is, it's making it hard for me to park this thing. How the heck do I go around here? Blindside reverse with a double trailer right at my heels. Let's use that front mirror How close am I? Okay. Reverse a bit. Hope I don't hit that other trailer. And now I think, yeah. There we go. Okay, we made that turn at least. And now let's do some realistic reversing. So I go third person just to take a look, but we stick to first person to actually reverse. That's how I did it for silent trucking. So we brake, we go outside, take a look, see how the situation is. Yeah, I have a very vague idea, but this view doesn't help so much. I think the field of view is wrong, but let's try it. Let me just try to turn super slowly. Am I going to hit that trailer? I don't know. But yeah, what I was talking about, the traits in the game, like Fallout, like how you have certain traits you can level up, whether you can level up something that is related to weapons, you know, being more powerful in combat, or you can upgrade, you can wait. Let's check outside. Oh, that's not too bad at all, huh? It's wrong, but it's not too bad. Let's go straight a bit. Repeat that a little. Yeah, how you can upgrade your skills to be better at combat, or how you can upgrade your skills to be more persuasive. As much as possible, I like upgrading the persuasive skills, but because it's a game, it's very hard to do so. It's usually games are very combat oriented, so I tend to level up the is that right? I think that's wrong, but let's push it. I tend to level up the combat points, even though I don't really like it. Yeah, that's actually wrong, but can improve that a bit. I don't think we can make it here. Can I lift that axle? Not really. I thought the trailer had a liftable axle. Yeah, not enough, but maybe we can squeeze it a bit. Right, let's do something like this. It's very hard to see the line on that right side, but I think we're on the right path here. But yes, I like how the games have that option to like focus on conversation, focus on persuasion, and games are more becoming more flexible, right? They're becoming more flexible that way, that you can actually avoid combat mostly, minimize combat, and focus on other things. I like how they can do that. I remember some like Fallout 3 hardcore guys like making it like a no-kill challenge where they absolutely don't kill anybody. But that's like not how the game was meant to be done. It was like a challenge. It's possible, but you had to really go out of your way to do it. Where the heck is the line? Let me climb here. Too much. Too far away. Can we adjust it like so? I don't know. There's the line. Yes, that's a bit too far. Okay, let's adjust it a bit. Sorry, this is taking longer than expected. But yeah, I think that's something we can fix as well, that field of view mirror. If you have pointers for me how to fix it, let me know, okay? If you saw a thread over at the SCS discussing similar things, or if you know for yourself how to fix that, or where to start, if it's model related or definition file related, let me know. Where the heck is the line? Okay, there it is, I think. And if we... So if we straighten up here, that should, I think, do the trick. Right? Seeing the line? Barely. Where's the front mirror? There it is. So a bit too late. Okay, there it is. There we go. That looks better. Not quite. I think we overdid it. Wow. We're just dancing all over the place here. That's fine. That's fine. At least I get to spend more time with you guys. And do more commentaries along the way. But this is it. This is it. I think this is the last stretch. Should be the home stretch now. Ideally. Slow down. And maybe reverse it back. Is that good enough? Please. Please make it so. That looks as straight as possible. It looks as straight as it can be. There, thank you. Perfect parking. After 30 minutes, the coordinator will be happy. Good. Right. Phew. Right, I'm happy with that. Let's have a look about the fuel consumption. Fuel consumption should be here. Remove the parking brake so I can display something there. It's a very small computer, but there should be something. 43.5? That's a bit extreme. Strange. Okay, but yes, let's end the episode there. I thought I would be more fuel efficient. Maybe I shifted wrong. Good. But let me check. Maybe I can double check in Discord how that looks like in the deliveries, because we do log everything here. Well, it does not look like mine got logged though. Alright, crap. Alright, let's leave it there though. Thank you for staying with me, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked that one. If you liked the tint, the improved tint, let me know, because I'm really proud of that. And if you want to download it, as I mentioned, it's in the mods list. Just check under truck section. It's together right beside the original MP1 link. Right, anyway, thank you for watching. Clumsy trucking, everybody. Catch you in the next one. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, comment, share with your friends. That's a pretty nice building at the back. What is that? And if you want to support the channel, please go and check out my Patreon page. I would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. There we go. Clumsy trucking. Catch you in the next one. I really love this truck. Hope you do too. Bye-bye.